of the draft, and it looks like everyone wants to come to the Eagles. Dallas still stinks. You're by Dwayne and King Dingbat here, and welcome to the NFL Draft Eve. That's right, we are 1 day away. 1 day away from the Eagles and the NFL Draft, and man, it's going to be crazy. And we're already starting to see a lot of rumors, and it seems like there's a lot of players that would love to come to the Philadelphia Eagles. We're going to get into it in a second, as well as a mock draft that I did. But before I do that, gotta say, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe for Eagles content daily, as well as NFL content. Also, if you've been subscribed for a while, just double check, double moonwalk check that you're still subscribed. YouTube's gagoots and stuff happens, and people get unsubbed. I don't know why, but just double check. We are going to be streaming the entire draft starting tomorrow from round 1 to round 7. So look for that. It should be very, very interesting. And it's going to be a crazy long weekend. Get ready for it. Now, what I want to talk to you guys about today is about a couple players that met with the media and basically started talking about the visit with the Eagles and you know, how they would feel about coming to Philly. First guy I want to bring up, Jordan Davis. This is what Jordan Davis had to say when he was interviewed about the Eagles. Georgia defensive tackle Jordan Davis said his mom is an Eagles fan, pound the Eagles, and she's hoping he ends up in Philly. He visited the team with his fellow University of Georgia defensive tackle Devontae Wyatt early in the pre-draft process. Now, I will say this about Jordan Davis. I think Jordan Davis is the most likely pick the Eagles are going to make. I think he's going to end up in Philly, but we'll see. However, you never know how things are going to go. I do think the Eagles want him. They're going to have to come up a few spots to get him, and I think they will. But I think Jordan Davis, to me, if I had a bet, that would be my bet, that he's the guy that the Eagles are most likely going to land. Now, another guy that has been rumored with the Eagles over for maybe a month now, but especially over the last few days, where there's been talk that the Eagles are interested in this particular player, is Jameson Williams. Now, he was also interviewed, and John Clark posted this. Alabama wide receiver Jameson Williams told me the Eagles told him they would like to draft him. Quote, they told me they would love to see me alongside Devontae. I think that would be an explosive offense and something nobody has seen before. Jameson told me he studied Devontae's tape at Alabama. Now, here's my thoughts on that. If the Eagles told Jameson Williams they would love to draft him, now every team in the NFL knows that the Eagles would love to draft him. Apparently, they already knew that. So it seems like to me, the Eagles, if they want Jameson Williams, they're going to have to go up and get him. Because if he's, let's say he's on the board at 14, there's a good chance that a team may try to jump the Eagles and get him, if that's who they really want. To me, Jameson Williams is the best player in this draft. Hands down, the best player in this draft. So I would not mind if they get him, Garrett Wilson. I would not mind any of those guys. I just don't see how Jameson Williams is going to be there at 15. So I think the Eagles have to trade up. Another guy that spoke highly of the Eagles is Chris Olave. Chris Olave talked about his visit, and he didn't want to give too much information about what they said to him, but he enjoyed his visit, and you know, he liked being there, and it went good. Everything went well. So he's another possibility. It seems like these guys are really liking what they're seeing from visiting the Eagles. It's great to hear guys like Jordan Davis's mother and Garrett Wilson, and these guys grew up or have people related to them that are Eagle fans. So going to Philly would be a big deal, and I would love Jordan Davis on the Eagles. I would love Garrett Wilson on the Eagles. I would love Jameson Williams on the Eagles. It doesn't matter as long as you get the right player. Okay, it doesn't matter as long as you get the right player. But It's going to be interesting tomorrow. I do think the Eagles trade up. I'm going to say they trade up and attempt to trade back. Whether they can or not, I don't know. Okay, so the other thing I want to talk to you guys about is my mock draft I did. Usually I do 3 of these, but this year I got so mock drafted out. I couldn't even look at these anymore. But I wanted to do at least one for you guys, and I did one that included a trade. It was this is an Eagles only mock draft. I use the Draft Network and I use their little simulation thing. Sometimes some of the picks it makes is just like unbelievable. You don't believe it. But I did run a simulation, and here's what I did. Let me show you. So with the Eagles' first pick, I took Jordan Davis. Obviously, I think he is a guy that is most likely to fall the Eagles. He's a big dude. He's a freak of nature, and he's a great athlete. And oh, by the way, like I said earlier, his mom loves the Eagles. But what I did to get him and to secure him was I traded up to 13. And what I did was I didn't trade my 15th pick. I traded my 18th pick along with a 5th. I can't remember what it exactly is. I'll show you all the trade details of everything I did once I go through this draft. But I drafted Jordan Davis at 13. I used my 18 to come up. And then with the second first-round pick, which is 15, Jameson Williams was on the board. Now, I don't believe Jameson Williams will be on the board when the Eagles pick. But I took Jameson Williams at 15. Now, going in, and listen, we need a wide receiver. I think he's the best in the class. He's another guy that would love to play with Philly, love to play opposite Devontae Smith. And to me, if the Eagles come out with Jordan Davis and Jameson Williams, this is an A-plus draft round 1. Now, in round 2, what I did was I had to trade up from 51 to 41. And the reason I traded up was because I needed defensive end. You know who I'm trading up for. And by doing as many of these mock drafts as I've done, I know that if you get to about 43, 44, David Ojabo goes. So I traded up to 41. I have 2 third-round picks. I traded my second, and I came up, and I drafted David Ojabo. And like I said, I will show you all the trades at the end. So Ojabo becomes an Eagle. Now I have Jordan Davis and David Ojabo for my defensive line for years to come. With my 4th pick, I took James Cook, the running back out of Georgia. I think the Eagles need another running back. And I know maybe a lot of people might not like this pick, but I still think you need another running back. So I took James Cook. Now, at 92, there was a couple safeties that I wanted that went right before I was picking. I believe this was also a trade up. But I trade up and I thought the best cornerback left. And that was Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant to me is a very intriguing player. I think he has a lot of upside. And if the Eagles were to take him, I would definitely be okay with it. At 124 in this draft, I took safety Smoke Monday. I gotta tell you, I like the name, but I like the player. I think he has some upside as well, and he was basically the best safety on the board. And at 154, after this is my last pick after trading up, in the first round, in the second round, and in the third round. So at 154, I took interior offensive lineman Joshua Ezeudu. Now, I'm going to be straight with you. I don't even know if I said his name right, Ezeudu, but I don't know much about him, but I know that he was the highest ranked interior offensive lineman in this draft. So I took him. And this is my mock draft, my Eagles only mock draft, and let me show you real quick what I did in terms of the trades. Let me pull that up for you guys. So, my first trade, I picked, of course, I traded up to get Jordan Davis. So I traded pick 18 and around a 5th round pick 166. Both of those were, to me, I thought that was a little cheap, to be honest. And then they had Houston taking Desmond Ridder. I don't know if I buy that. The second trade I did was pick 51, round 2, round 5, pick 162, and then a 2022 5th round pick also got me from 51 to 41, and that's where I snagged David Ojabo. And then my third pick, I traded up from pick 101. I also traded round 7 pick in round 7 pick 237, and then the round 7th 2022 draft pick, a 7th rounder in 2022, and I went up from pick 101 to pick 92, and I took Kobe Bryant, the cornerback from Cincinnati. And that's what I did in my mock draft. And basically, if the Eagles do something like this, if this ends up something like this, I would be absolutely thrilled. But yeah, that's my only mock draft that I'm doing, at least publicly. I have one channel members one that I did too. It's a non-trade one that I'll release later. But that's where we're at with this mock draft. And obviously, I think Jordan Davis is the most likely guy to end up in Philly. I really, really do. And I really believe that you got to make an effort to go up and get David Ojabo. So let me know your thoughts on it. Of course, we will be streaming tomorrow. Eagles, the draft, every second of it, all 3 days. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. And of course, it's Howie Vision. We're all just living in it. So Joey Shakes is getting ready to open up a package that he received at his house. Let's watch this and see what happens.
But I'm hoping.
Let's do this, Joey Shakes.
It's something. I hope it's an Eagles.
Yo, you know what it is. I don't play. If I said I shipped it to you, I shipped it to you. Come on, Joey. Take a sip of that ginger ale, whatever it is.
We'll see.
Here we go, baby. Open that jersey. He doesn't know what it is. He don't believe that I'm sending him a package. A Matt Corral jersey. Why? Because I'm an absolute greatest troll ever. You got to give me credit on this.
Here we go.
Busting balls to the end. And then as soon as he puts it on or looks at it, wait, rerun. Pull it out, Joey. Pause.
Fucking God. No.
Yes.
It's a red jersey. It's a red jersey.
Told you I was sending it. Didn't believe me.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. You're going to wear that on draft night, my friend.
Well, this dick sent me a jersey. And it's from him. I don't know where he got it. He must have ordered it off something, and then it was a different address. Because I don't know what it was.
I ordered it. I sent it directly to his house.
There it is.
I love it. Now we just gotta get him to wear it. There it is. Denzel Washington out.